If you're like me, you've spent most of your life procrastinating and not doing what really matters to you. If you want to put an end to that, watch this video, because today we'll be discussing 5 ways how to stop procrastinating and achieve your goals. Let's start with the first one now. Number 1, it's not a shark. This is one of my favorite pictures because it reminds me of Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law states that a task or goal will swell in perceived difficulty the longer you give yourself to do it. One example being with an English paper. Oftentimes you're given 3 weeks to do it. It seemed like a shark, a monster of a task. But if you're like most people, you did it the night before. In reality, it was a one-day task. Imagine if your teacher said, "Here's your paper, it's due tomorrow." You wouldn't stress and procrastinate, you would just go home and do it. My point being, sometimes you think you need a lot more time to do something, but it's getting in your own way. I've done that with these YouTube videos. Oftentimes I'd give myself weeks to make one video, but I'd stress and procrastinate and the quality wouldn't be there. So now I've been making 2 or 3 videos a week because I say to myself, it's not a shark, it's not a shark, it's not a shark. And once you start to visualize that what you're trying to do is smaller than you realize and you give yourself less time, watch how much more successful and how much less you'll procrastinate. So the idea, task, or goal that you have before you, say to yourself, it's not a shark, it's not a shark, it's not a shark. Number 2, set the scene. Studies show that making a decision to do something is often much more draining on our willpower than actually doing the activity. That's why I focus on setting the scene, and you should too. Here's one example. I haven't been the biggest fan of eating vegetables, but I decided just recently, the night before, that the following day at 12 o'clock, I was gonna fix myself a plate of broccoli, grilled chicken, a very healthy meal. I was gonna sit down with a fork, and I wanted to be like if someone walked in and they didn't know me, it would appear like I was about to eat vegetables. What happened was, 12 o'clock the following day came around, I had my plate of vegetables, and I felt like the scene was set. So naturally I just carried it out and I started eating vegetables. And I've gone weeks of eating vegetables every single day. My point being, don't worry about doing the task itself. Just set the scene to make it look like you're doing it. I've done it with these videos. The night before I'll say, I want 5 ideas on something. I have a whiteboard here. I'll put on a suit and I'll turn on the camera. That's all I want to do. But every single time I follow through and I make the video. So keep in mind, it's the decision itself that's so draining, not the activity itself. Don't worry about doing the task, just worry about setting the scene. Number 3, observe yourself. Whenever you find yourself procrastinating or putting something off, pretend like you're observing yourself, talking to yourself in the second person. Here's one example. Today, I'm working 10 hours, but I wanted to make this video for you before my shift to get all 5 ideas in. But I was procrastinating. I was in my bathroom and I was flexing. Now it's normal for a young man to do this, but it was getting excessive. But I used this voice, this observer voice. It appears Michael is flexing in the mirror because he's procrastinating on doing something that matters to him on a video on how to not procrastinate. I've done this with making videos, with eating junk food, with putting off exercise. It goes on and on. So whenever you find yourself procrastinating, talk to yourself in the second person as an observer and watch what happens. Number 4, say you want to. I think that's what causes so much procrastination, having this feeling that you need to do something or you have to do something. I've stopped doing that. I've started to say I want to do something. One example being in graduate school. I didn't really like school so much, and the course load was so daunting and I felt like I didn't have a life. I would often say to my friends when they'd ask me to go out to play football or go out for the weekend that I can't. I have to study. I have to do this project. And then I started to change the wording. I started to say, no, I can't go, I want to. I can't go because I want to do this. And it seemed so strange. My mind went into shock. But what happens when you say you want to do something, your brain will come up with reasons why you want to do it. And then I started to realize that going to school is going to set yourself up for a great future. Exercising when you don't feel like it is going to make you healthier, make you look more attractive. Going after something when you're scared to do it will build courage and often lead to more success. So when you find yourself procrastinating, don't say I have to. Don't say I need to. Say I want to. And your brain will come up with reasons for the motivation to actually start doing it. And the fifth and final way on how to stop procrastinating and achieve your goals, know that every action comes with a consolation prize. I feel that's what gets in the way so many times with us procrastinating. Wanting to be perfect or not feeling like we're ready. But I think you fail to realize that it's the action itself and the consolation prize you get when it doesn't work out, a learning experience, that helps you actually become the person you need to be. If you struggle with perfectionism, I've made a video on 5 ways on how to overcome it. I'll leave a card there. But just know that whenever you're deciding on whether not to do something or whether to do something, just err on the side of doing something, even if you're not ready. I've done that with these YouTube videos. I've made dozens and dozens, and a lot of them have been terrible. I've deleted them, so don't worry about that. But I feel if I didn't make them, I wouldn't have fallen on my face and I wouldn't have learned from it. It's scary, I know, and that's why you procrastinate. But just do it. Trust me, you'll have a consolation prize and it'll be sweet. Learning experiences can be priceless, especially when you actually use the information to become better next time. My friend, I hope you enjoyed these videos, and let's do a quick recap on the 5 ways on how to stop procrastinating and achieve your goals. Number 1, it's not a shark. You may feel you need more time to complete something, but I'm advising you to give yourself less time. If you give yourself more time, Parkinson's law kicks in and the task seems like a shark. Give yourself less time and it becomes a fish. Number 2, set the scene. Don't worry about completing the task itself. Just focus on setting the scene. The night before, visualize what it would look like if you were doing the thing you wanted to do. Just like me, putting on a suit in front of the camera, that's all I want to do. At 5 in the morning, I want to be here, dressed up. Doesn't matter if the video gets completed, that's my only focus. Watch yourself when you set the scene, how the action will follow suit. Number 3, observe yourself. Start talking to yourself in the second person, watching yourself when you procrastinate. Just being objective, not beating yourself up, but just seeing it how it is. Michael's on his phone. He must be stressed or bored. He knows that when he actually makes videos, he's much more happier. That's an example. Number 4, say you want to. When you're doing all these things that will set yourself up for a great future, it's often the need tos, the have tos. You don't feel like doing it, but say you want to do it. I know it seems so easy, but when you say you want to do something, your brain will come up with reasons on why you should do it. It'll give you the motivation to take action. And lastly, know that every action has a consolation prize. My friend, I have failed time and time again, but it's those failures, those times I've fallen on my face, where I've gotten a consolation prize, a learning experience on how to get better and how to teach something so you don't make my same mistakes. My friend, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and if you want more videos like this, hit the icon right there. You'll subscribe and you won't miss any of the videos on 5 ways on how to do something. This is your friend Dr. Michael Unks, inspiring you to learn, laugh, and love. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.